everybody, Doreen from Door Designs, doing a quick reel today. Last week I showed a picture of Stan adding 2 more storage walls to my studio. One that I'm going to store all of my Christmas greenery in, and the other is a smaller wall that I'm using for ribbon. These were the last 2 walls that I actually have left in my entire studio because he has filled it full for me on all walls. So I wanted to show you how he installed them because we got so many questions, and I apologize, I haven't been able to answer each one. So I thought it'd be much quicker just to have him kind of walk you through how he set them up in my studio. So I'm going to take the phone from him, and then I'm going to have him come in, and he's going to kind of explain to you how he installed everything. So let me have the phone, Stanley, and then you want to start over here?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, everybody, this is my husband, Stan, who is the biggest supporter and does all the stuff for me behind the scenes. So, okay, take it away, Stanley.
Well, good morning, all of you Door Design followers. And just so you know, in 9 days, I will have been following Doreen for 43 years. That'll be our anniversary on the 13th. So anyway, still love you, hon. Here we are, still doing projects. But she wanted me to show you how I put these together. And I really want to divide them into 2 different segments because they go up differently and they're done differently. But as you can see, there are racks behind here, and then the trash cans, and then over here there's a different rack with the ribbon. So to give you more detail about it, I'm going to step over to a wall that Doreen has vacated so that you can see it better. So bear with me just a minute. And to share with you some of the things that you'll need during this process is you'll need a stud finder, obviously a screwdriver. I'm picky and detailed, so you'll need a level. And then you'll need what's called Somali screws, which will go into drywall to attach the racking to the wall. So with that, on this wall, what I have done, I've taken, it's called, there's various brands, but I think this is Closet Made, and you can buy this at Lowe's, Home Depot, any of the big box stores. They all carry similar products. But as you can see, this has a very narrow edge on it, and it's about a little over an inch in depth. And you can buy this in either 12 inches wide or 16 wide. And it all depends on how big a space you want to cover. But as you can see here, I've used it up against the wall. And then in addition to this racking, I purchased 1x2 pine boards at the same places and use them in a vertical application. And then I purchased some clips to attach them to the wall, and then the same clips to the vertical boards. And then once you get that done, then you can attach the plastic trash cans anywhere you want on the racking, just using zip ties. And the reason that you see these screws here, that's what I used these mollies for, because sometimes you'll hit a stud in the wall that you found with your stud finder, and other times you won't. So when you're drilling into drywall, you want to use these really strong mollies, and they just literally drive in with your hammer in to where the threads are, and then use your screwdriver and then screw it on into the drywall, and it's ready to receive a screw in the place that you want it. And that's really about all there is with this type of racking and storage.
Okay, so this wood is here because you're filling in the gap, the 1.5 inches or the inch from this one, so
Correct.
it makes it level.
Correct.
So that's why you've got the wood
Correct.
behind the end that doesn't have the shelving piece to it.
Yes.
Just want to make sure they understood that.
Just to maybe illustrate it a bit differently, as you can see where this edge is right here. If I were to keep going, I would match these up together. And then over here on this side would be the 1x2 pine board that I would use to continue with the same distance from the wall.
Okay. And guys, the reason we didn't go all the way over is because I had to leave room for the door to open, because this is how we come in and out of our lower level. The second thing is all the buckets you see are from the Dollar Tree. So I'm handing those little, or hand one up. They're just those little trash cans. And a lot of you ask how I attach them. I just drilled holes. I can show you up here. I just drilled 2 holes, one on each side, and I just used zip ties. And I zip tied them to one of the shelving. And how you want to do that, it's up to you. I did mine to where I could space them. And the reason I do that, and I'll show you, is some of my picks, I want more room. So they're going to come up in between the buckets. But you can attach your buckets however you want, how close you want, or how far apart you want it. So this is how I store all of my florals, greenery, picks. This wall is going to be all my spring and Easter and summer picks. So my goal is to try to have enough storage on my walls that I can keep out about 75 to 80% of all of my products. Okay, so you want to do the ribbons?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we're going to go over real quick. You want to just do them here, or you want to do them against that wall? There's more light over here, but you can
Let's just do it over there.
Okay, this is a wall that he's already had done for me. So he's going to walk you through real quick how to do this one.
And again, you're going to need the same tools, the same stud finder, the screwdriver, the mollies. And you're also going to need a cordless drill to drill pilot holes or to drill into a stud. If you find one and want to use one, you need to drill pilot holes to make the screws go in easier. Now with this wall, it's done differently. I use this type of shelving with a wider edge on it, because in most applications in your closet, you're going to use it like this, and you're going to hang clothes from this rod. But in this application, we're going to turn it upside down so that when we tilt it like this, then we have a edge here that keeps things from falling off. And you would also use this in your closet if you were going to use this as a shoe rack. But we're not going to use it as a shoe rack. You can see what Doreen's using it for. So again, you can buy this in different lengths. I would suggest sticking with this 12-inch width, because in this application, you don't really want them sticking out much further than 12 inches because, and Doreen, if you can come over here and show them, if you can see up under here, I'm using shoe rack brackets to enable the shelf to be at a 45-degree angle, or close to 45 degrees coming off the wall. In addition, I want to point out that we're using different supports to attach these racks to the wall. And these can also be purchased. All of this, again, is Closet Made or other brand names that can be purchased at big box stores. And you buy these and attach the shoe rack brackets as close or as far apart as you want. Excuse me, Doreen. In addition, I don't know if you can see it, but you're going to need a bracket that goes across the top. And this bracket is fairly easy to attach and screw into the the studs that are in the wall, because you're going to need pretty good support to hold the vertical brackets and then the shelves that attach to those verticals. And so you can put those in a position to attach that and screw them into studs. After that, it's just a matter of cutting your shelves to length if you need to. I'd like to point out that when you do cut them, you'll need a heavy-duty bolt cutter or some type of grinder to cut them. If you're lucky, maybe if you know your lengths, your big box store will cut them for you. But I had to cut most of this myself on the job site, so that I knew that it would fit and it would work. What I would like to show you is the brackets that Doreen showed you here are different. This is an older rack, one of the first ones that we put up. But let me bring you over here, because what you'll find when you go to the big box store, you'll see a different bracket.
You can move those out.
Okay. These are different than what I just showed you over there, because these are the newest ones that I purchased, and they're the new version. So the one thing I would like to point out is when you attach your shelf to this bracket, make sure that at the back you put a zip tie fastening the shelf to the bracket, because we learned the hard way. We didn't do that on the first shelf that we installed, and one day Doreen came down and all of the wall was on the floor. And if you can imagine what that looked like and how frustrated I was to have to do it again and improve it the next time around.
We also didn't use anything plastic. Everything was metal.
Right. Don't use any brackets that are plastic. The only thing plastic to use are zip ties.
Right.
And everything else is metal. So with that said, it's what you see is what you get when you go through this process. So, Doreen, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, guys, I hope this answered a lot of your questions. After you've watched this, if you have some more questions, feel free to send them. I'll turn them over to Stan, since he's the one who's built them and done all these. But I will tell you, by doing this, it has allowed me to keep out a lot of my stuff. It makes my designing easier because I can go right to it. And once I have everything up and displayed, then I'll do another walkthrough and I'll show you how the entire studio is set up and how I do everything by seasons and by categories and stuff. So once again, if you have any questions, just let us know. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.